Hey, congratulations on scheduling your success consulting call. Before we dive in, quick friendly reminder. Since this is a $1,000 consulting session, we do have a policy to charge a $100 fee if one of these three things happen. If no show, cancel, or reschedule, if you show up to the call in a distracted environment, or if you don't watch this video to the very end. So make sure you watch the full thing. And the truth about our team is that we love changing people's lives and getting people results. And we hate charging people the $100 fee. But we also have to be respectful of our success consultants' time. So don't be like these people. And instead, make sure to pull out a piece of paper or notepad to take notes, just in case your success consultant asks you questions about this video. Before we start, here's our risk disclaimer. All trading is risky. I hope that by the end of this presentation, you will see, though, that we have done a lot to help you mitigate the risk and greatly increase your chances of success. Now let's dive in. Most of you probably know who I am, but for any newer students, let me introduce myself. My name is Daniel Craigie. I'm a professional and profitable trader. 95% of traders can't say this. I have over 10 years experience trading real money, my own and others. I was trained by a well-known currency trading firm. I have lots of trading education. I've completed too many courses to name here and read a copious amount of books on trading. Basically, I'm so successful that I don't have to sit at the computer all day. I make money while I'm on vacation. Most importantly, me and my team help others become profitable traders in their first year. Our goal is 100% success rate for our clients in their first year trading with us. Here's me being recognized at an international business conference. But it wasn't always this way. Before I discovered what you're about to learn, I was very new to trading. I was young and naive. I didn't know anything. I thought trading looked so easy. The truth is that my first week live trading, I made over $2,000. But then the next week, I lost it all and I began emotionally trading. I remember the first time I gave into emotional trading. I got into a trade and took off my stop in hopes that the market would come back. But instead, the market crashed while my position was long, and I lost thousands of dollars and blew up my trading account. I was in a cycle of doom, changing my trading strategy constantly. I didn't have the persistence and the discipline to keep going with the strategy because I didn't have the character qualities. I started losing, and I would break my rules and lose patience, and that would always set me up for failure. Even if I did stay disciplined, I realized years later that the strategies I used had no long-term consistency. The strategies from the courses and the gurus I learned from didn't work for me. It always looked good on paper or on a short-term basis, but then live trading would be completely different. I liked how trading had an unlimited income opportunity. Trading is challenging, and I like challenges. Plus, I wasn't just interested in helping myself. My parents went through bankruptcy. My brother had a lot of student loan debt, and I wanted to help him too. I wanted them to be completely out of debt to help my parents live better. My dream was to be able to also create passive income so I could travel and still have an income coming in as well. As the case with most traders, I struggled for years. I went through several different trading courses, learning and trying, failing and learning again. But no matter what I did, I would lose money and then have to work harder at my job just to earn more money, only to lose it again and again and again. Then I decided I needed to be 100% in with no distractions. So I took 6 months off work. I lived off my savings and lost it all again. Ah, it was a tough time. I did it a few more times as well, only to lose my trading capital and savings I was living off. It was always right there in front of me, but I could just never reach it. I could see how great it could be, but the dream was just outside of my reach. I joined a trading firm and studied through their program, but it still didn't line all up with me. I went back to solo trading and lost more money. I decided my problem was still not enough knowledge. So I read a copious amount of books on trading, psychology, and anything that would help me overcome emotional trading in an attempt to gain that edge needed to be successful. But I always came up short. Time and time again, I gave into emotional trading and self-sabotage. So next, I immersed myself in self-improvement, emotional regulation training, meditation, and many other things. I never gave up, though. I was determined to succeed. Then one day, I was sitting there in front of the computer screen, and I realized it just didn't jive with me. I love the process of designing strategies, but I needed 100% systematic way to trade with a long-term trading edge that would remove the risk of emotional trading, human error, and also a system that didn't include me sitting in front of the dang computer all day instead of doing what I really wanted to do. After more than 20 attempts, many years of frustration, and a lot of hard work, I finally had it. The dream come true. Now I can sit on a beach anywhere in the world and make money consistently with no stress. Finally, a completely detached way to trade the markets. Now, because of all those trials, I'm able to sleep in and make money while I sleep. I have an almost entirely passive source of income that takes me from anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes a day, or less. I also get to travel around the world while I make money on autopilot. And most important, I get to help others do the same. Those who follow our success secrets have all become profitable or are on their way to success. Our goal is, again, 100% success rates for our clients within the first year. As I just said, more importantly than what it's done for me is what it's done for those we mentor. Take Victoria, for example. She didn't know the first thing about trading.
I didn't know anything about trading, but I knew that investing in the stock market could be a huge source of income for me. I needed a much better retirement plan. At the rate I was going, retirement was going to be challenging. When I found Faithful Family Investments, I didn't know if this could work for me since I didn't have any experience at all in trading. But they walked me through the very easy process of setting things up, and in 9 months, I doubled my investment. It is amazing. Now I am well on my way to not only being able to retire, but to be able to retire in comfort. Thank you, Faithful Family Investments.
Thank you, Victoria. And also Kathy, who's a working mom.
I'm a working mom with 2 kids, and I heard how great this could be, but I thought I wouldn't have time for this. But it was easy. It only takes me a few minutes each day. It is really a dream come true. I'm building a future for my family with this amazing program.
All right. And also Marshall, who thought trading in the stock market was risky and he didn't know if he wanted to go for it.
After talking with the guys at Faithful Family Investments, I felt comfortable knowing their strategies have a long track record. I feel confident with my investment decision. Faithful Family Investments were very patient and worked with me all the way through getting it set up, and it only took a few minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Marshall. And also Alan, who's a musician.
Talking about faithful family investments, I don't usually do those kind of things, but a friend of mine made a lot of money and it only took him 5 minutes a day. So I decided to give it a try. I'm so glad I did. Now I can do the things I love, like play music and make a passive income at the same time. Great job, Faithful Family Investments.
And thank you. Great job, Alan, for being successful with our program. The 6 secrets to successful trading. Now we're going to get into some meat and potatoes here. As promised, I'm going to share with you the 6 secrets that were essential for me to become successful with trading and allow me to produce a steady flow of almost entirely passive income. This knowledge that I'm about to share with you took me many years to gain, some through my training, but mostly through trial and error and experience, chart analysis, and some very hard and expensive lessons. This knowledge is extremely valuable, so listen carefully and take some notes, as this could allow you to do the same thing as me. Number 1 secret to trading is having a solid trading strategy. A solid trading strategy involves having a competitive edge. Basically, a solid trading strategy is a strategy that is consistent. You can make a lot of money with trading, but it's highly competitive. So having an edge over the competition is essential. There are so many things that go into finding an edge and designing a successful strategy. I can't bore you with all the details, but it takes a lot of experience and knowledge of the financial markets. You have to have an in-depth knowledge of the market you're trading. You have to both understand and study market signals, market conditions, average market movements, points of support and resistance, indicators, and so much more. A solid trading strategy takes effort and time to develop. It's something that beginners simply don't have. Nobody in the business wins 100% of the time. Expect failure, at least at first. You have to apply the scientific method. Design a hypothesis and then test it again and again and again, just like Thomas Edison. He was once asked if he felt like a failure because it took him 1,000 attempts to invent the light bulb. He responded and he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." Now that's a good attitude. It takes that kind of attitude, dedication, effort, time, and mental perspective that even though it didn't work for me the first time or the 999th time, I knew it would eventually work. For example, when I designed my first strategy, it wasn't until about version 20 that it started to become profitable and took me 2 years to develop on my own. That was after years of study and experience I went through to be able to come up with the designs for a strategy that worked over and over, not just today, last week, last month, but year over year, and even over a decade or more. So you need lots of knowledge. Most successful traders spend thousands of dollars on course after course. I certainly did. The more you know, the better. For example, I studied trend trading, futures trading, currency trading, scalp trading, trading habits, market rules, entry rules, exit rules, indicators, trade management rules, trading styles, crowd psychology, market timing, and the modus operandi of some of the most successful traders in history, just to name a few. If you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best. Learning is a process that takes a lot of time and effort and could easily take years to get a strategy right. Anyone can make a trading strategy with set rules that works today, last week, or next month, But to find something that works on a long-term basis is a much bigger challenge. But knowledge alone in today's competitive markets may not be enough. You can spend thousands of dollars on trading courses and still not be successful. Here are some of the secrets I found you need to create a successful, solid trading strategy with a competitive edge. And honestly, we could spend a whole webinar on how to design strategies. But wait until the end. I found a way to make this whole process a lot easier for you. Next, you need a proven track record. And I found that you need a track record for over a decade or longer. This takes a lot of time studying charts, seeing what is actually consistent. It takes persistence and skill to know what is improving your odds or just creating more limitations in your trading. If you gave your money to a financial advisor, for example, you would want to know their track record, wouldn't you? Any good investor wants to know what the average ROI or return on investment is, what they're investing in. And so they know what it's likely going to produce. Trading should be treated no differently. It's a risk to get in the market just like any other investment. Only with trading, you're using leverage, and the risk can be even higher than just buying a stock or a piece of real estate. You can make money fast, but you can lose it fast. Many strategies boast huge returns, but are only showing results for a very short time period with huge amounts of leverage. Other strategies show good consistency, but the results are very, very skewed. You can't hold your breath and hope that for the best when you want to make money trading. You have to have conviction. Conviction, confidence is what makes money in the markets. Remember that. Conviction is what makes money in the markets. If, for example, you have a good trading strategy, but you haven't analyzed long-term results, then you're probably going to lose confidence in the drawdown and stop the strategy right before it makes money. So it's easy to doubt yourself, even if you have a good trading strategy. The way to combat that is by having a massive amount of data, or in other words, a long-term track history of a strategy that works year over year, like clockwork. Then you can have the confidence in the numbers, which will help you have the conviction to keep going through the drawdowns and come out ahead, successful, profitable. With the markets being so competitive, you need to have as many advantages that you can to be profitable. A solid trading strategy factors in volatility. Its stops and targets must be dynamic, meaning the strategy must be able to adjust to the current market conditions and filter out trading if the volatility is way too high. A solid strategy must be able to align historical performance with actual results. It can't just look good historically. It must perform in the live market, not just in simulation. A solid strategy includes other factors like risk management, position sizing, psychology, when to trade, when not to trade, where to take profit, or where to trail the trade with a trailing stop, where to place your stops. This is just some of the things. Is there anything else? So let's assume that you put in all the work, gained all the knowledge necessary, and now it's time to execute the strategy. You got a good strategy. Okay, it's solid. This is taking you so much time. Well, executing it is easier said than done. Even with a successful strategy, it may not work with your unique personality. This is a huge secret in trading. For example, scalping strategies look for very quick movements in the day trading market and require intense focus and precision for sometimes hours at a time. Are you the kind of person who can sit in front of a computer with laser-like focus and undivided attention for hours? Would you want and enjoy doing that? I didn't. So what's the solution? Like I said before, I was stuck 3 feet from goal, seeing how great it could be, but with success just outside my grasp, until I learned one very important thing. Whether you're a seasoned professional trader or if you know nothing about trading at all, keep listening and I'll share with you a guaranteed way to make residual income trading that only requires 5 to 10 minutes a day or less after you're all set up. Success secret number 2, emotionless trading. Trading is deceptively simple. It looks easy on paper. Many people do well, for example, in simulation, but when that switch is flipped to live trading, emotions easily take over. Emotions give dynamics to our life experience. We are human and experience emotions every day, and it's only natural. But in the live market, with real money on the line, there's little to no room for any emotions. If you start getting excited because you hit a big trade and you keep going, you're more likely to take more trades that don't fit your parameters because your perceived risk is less. And then you could end up giving back all your profits. If you get frustrated because you had a loss or you had an upset with your girlfriend or your partner, then you could end up revenge trading. This is extremely risky. And you could lose everything very quickly. You must, in essence, be able to trade like a robot. Follow your exact parameters and be 100% disciplined to execute your strategy flawlessly. The question is, can you trade like a machine day after day? If you can, well, you're better than me. Mastering your emotions is very difficult with large amounts of money on the line. Self-sabotage often occurs for most people. Self-sabotage is when you know what you should do, but emotions take over and you do exactly what you shouldn't, like buy at the top of the market or sell at the bottom instead of just following your trading strategy. So are you trading or gambling? Trading can turn into gambling very quickly if you allow your emotions to take over. You must be able to trade while being emotionally detached. You must be able to handle the ups and downs. It's very challenging to have a losing day and not feel like you've wasted the whole day. Especially if you trade for 8 hours, you lost a couple $1,000s and didn't get to enjoy the day. If you're not detached, you will self-sabotage yourself. If you get frustrated or emotional easily, manual trading is not for you. To be able to trade without emotions, you have to be able to lose 100, 1,000, or even $10,000 and be okay with it. It's not easy for almost anyone. It wasn't for me especially. It actually requires us to rewire our brain to accepting a loss as a good thing because we stayed disciplined and followed our rules. A loss is a success, not a failure. Self-sabotage or success. So how do you handle those losses? Sitting through losses is very difficult. In the past, it was very frustrating to be following my strategy while losing money when I could be doing other things like improving myself, spending time with my family, reading, exercising, or doing other useful things. It is very difficult for most people to essentially feel like they're wasting a day, throwing away money. But being detached is key. You must teach yourself over and over again that it's just part of the process, that each loss is just one step closer to a winner. But when the losses go from days to weeks to months, even the best traders can start to lose it. Every strategy has its ups and downs, and many strategies lose more often than they win. But they go for a risk to reward of 2 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, or even 10 to 1 or better. so that when they win big, and they make up for all their losses. These strategies are really the best in the long run, in my opinion, with the biggest trading edge. But sitting through loss after loss after loss can be frustrating, especially if that happens for multiple consecutive days, weeks, or months before the big winner comes in, which puts you back ahead. Most people, unfortunately, emotionally snap and start revenge trading, or think even a good strategy isn't as good as they thought it was, and start looking for a new one. It's easy to get discouraged and lose control, blow out your account, and have to start all over again. For some traders, that next blow up is their last, and they never begin again because they lost too much and can't confront trading ever again. Don't be a casualty of the markets. Take control by factoring out your emotions completely. I'll show you how to do that. Emotionless trading. Well, how do we get there? Do we have to meditate for hours and hours until we hit nirvana? Practically. What is the secret? Well, you have to look at your results today and have it not affect your day at all. Just another day. Tomorrow will be another day, and there will be profits tomorrow. You have to care, but not that much. You have to want it and work at it, but it doesn't matter if it is profitable today or not. If you can be in a mental place where you're detached from the money, you give yourself a frame of mind to execute the strategy properly and win. Otherwise, if emotions take over, you lose more and more. This is especially difficult if you quit your job and you're going to trading full time, because you need that money to survive. When it comes to emotional control, some of my favorite techniques do include meditation, self-reflective writing, and various energy techniques. But keep listening, and near the end, I'm going to share with you a way to remove emotions from the equation entirely. You won't want to miss this if you want to be successful. Success secret number 3. Money management. Having the right money management rules is absolutely essential. This includes how big of a position you're going to take, or how much you're going to risk on each trade. You must be able to understand and apply correct money management rules. We don't have time to discuss every aspect of money management in this video, but knowing how to use the correct position sizing according to your account is vital. You must know how to mitigate your risk so that you can be consistently profitable. Always use the correct position sizing for your account. Money management and emotions. Money management and emotions go hand in hand. If you put too big a size on that is above your risk rules or comfort level, then your body can start releasing adrenaline. This starts to put you in a flight mode and leads again to emotional trading. When it comes to money management rules, you need to have a long-term mindset. You need to think longer than days, weeks, or months. Your targets and stops need to be set so you can play the long game and stay in, so you can consistently win the big trades. If you're expecting daily, weekly, or monthly profits, you could be setting yourself up for failure and get discouraged, and then start emotionally trading. Instead, set long-term goals, get a trading strategy that you stick to for 6 months to a year, and then you'll start finding success. So how do you ensure that you have a solid money management strategy? Stay to the end, and I have a solution for that too. Success secret number 4, accountability. Accountability is key to seeing improvements. It's key to executing a solid trading strategy too. Accountability is simply being accountable to another person, meeting with them on a regular basis to help you stick to a plan and do the right things consistently over a long time. It helps to have something in writing and hand it to the other person to hold you accountable. When I was developing and executing my trading strategy, I would call my brother every day and report to him how things went. If something went wrong or not according to plan, I started taking responsibility and giving myself consequences to give myself pain for doing the wrong thing, to mitigate the pleasure I got from doing what I felt like. Our minds are wired to get pleasure and avoid pain. So you simply have to start disciplining yourself to follow your rules. Otherwise, you'll just break them. Without accountability, it's easy to change the strategy or give into what you feel like doing in the moment. But if you start something and then stop and change the strategy, then you don't know how those changes are affecting your profitability. You can move from one trading strategy to the next. Each one was in a drawdown, and then see the previous strategy regain its losses after you switch to the new trading strategy. Doing this starts to feel pretty demoralizing. Now, no accountability equals low probability of success. Accountability is essential. If you keep changing your rules constantly, it's not likely that you're going to become profitable. Unless you methodically and systematically test each variation one by one and get enough data to prove it's actually improving the results. And then, at most, change it once a quarter. When you start live trading, any changes should be out of your mind, unless you trade intuitively. And for me, that never worked. Your decision was to trade your trading strategy. So everything you do live should have already been decided beforehand. Not in a live market environment with real money on the line. If you deviate from that trading plan, you need consequences. And having an accountability partner or a team of people to help you enforce those consequences will really ensure your success. The human mind is programmed by pain and pleasure. Give yourself consequences for what you're doing, and your behavior will change. Remember to reward yourself as well when you do the right thing. Then you're going to be able to overcome those bad habits. Success secret number 5, mindset and perspective. Winners say it may be difficult, but it's possible. Losers say it may be possible, but it's too difficult. Winners see the gains, losers see the pain. Winners see the possibilities, losers see the problems. Winners make it happen, losers let it happen. Mindset is absolutely essential. The missing link between doing well in trading and losing a lot of money trading comes down to a trader's mindset. In addition to being emotionally detached, a trader must be dedicated, disciplined, focused, and be free from fear and their ego. In other words, they must be faithful and be attached to something else other than the money, something bigger than themselves, so that their ego is not affecting them at all. It can take years or even decades to develop these skills in the context of trading. A person can have one of these skills in a specific situation or context, but when thousands of dollars are on the line, those skills can all go out the window. And if you lose your composure while trading, you can risk losing everything. Perspective is key to trading. You must be able to see the big picture and play the long-term game. Trading is often depicted as a way to make a huge amount of money very quickly. You can find tons of videos on YouTube, for example, with profitable traders making $1,000, $10,000, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in hours or minutes. This sucks new people in who are interested in getting rich. These traders have been trading for years, and their trading capital is far greater than yours. So their position size is in check with their account size. New traders see this and they want to get in like them. They want to make money quickly. But for you, you don't have that much capital or experience. Sure, it's possible that you can put everything on the line and make a huge profit in a couple minutes, hours, or days, but that's not trading. It's gambling. You have to have position sizing so that you can go through multiple losses in a row, because you don't know if the next one's going to be a winner or a loser. Just the reality of trading. This gives you the stamina to get the big winners or the streak of winners that will put you back in the black. If there are 10 losers in a row, for example, there's a now higher probability that there will be a winning streak. It takes a lot of confidence in your trading and in yourself to get there. But it must always be about a bigger goal, something bigger than just yourself. Often, personal ambition is not enough to persist long enough to succeed. So you basically need to delay your gratification with trading. Delayed gratification is the game. There was an interesting experiment done at Stanford University in 1972, experimenting with the effects of delayed gratification on children, who were then followed for years after. In this initial experiment, the children were given the option of a small reward now, one marshmallow, or if they waited just 15 minutes, then they could have 2 marshmallows. The experimenter explained this to the child and then left the room for 15 minutes. The children were then watched through a one-way mirror to see what they would do. They then followed up with the children years afterwards. The children who were able to delay gratification and wait for a bigger reward later were more competent in life. They had higher SAT scores. They were able to better control themselves and their behavior. And they did better in all aspects of life, from relationships to academics, employment, and business. Success secret number 6, the solution. So how would you like to skip the learning curve? Have a solid trading strategy with a proven track record of over a decade or longer. What would it be worth to you to skip all the experience needed to execute that solid trading strategy? How would that even be possible? Well, what if I told you that a robot could do it? Yeah, a robot. During the many years it took me to perfect my trading strategy, I often wondered what it'd be really like if someone else or something else did this for me while I was on vacation. I wouldn't have to sit at the computer all day, which I really didn't like, with laser-like focus, not worrying about getting distracted. I could have all the time for so many other things I enjoyed doing. Then it dawned on me that a robot could do this, and probably better than I could. Plus, if that robot could be perfect, it would set me free. The robot would have to be sophisticated and flawless, and so I began my search to find an expert programmer who could take my strategy and make it into an automated trading robot. I finally found a knowledgeable and experienced programmer who could design the perfect robot for me. It took a lot of work and many different versions. A lot of testing, a lot of time, but we did it. Now, I'm not telling you this to tell you that it'll fix all your problems or that you'll wake up tomorrow in a mansion. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a magic wand. It's still going to take time. But what it does do is fix the majority or almost all the problems with manual trading and can provide a nice source of nearly passive income. So you're probably wondering, what are the results? Well, Here's the results of this year. Time of recording, 2023, 11 months, $50,720 profit. This is with our standard settings with our fully automated trading strategy called the continuation trade. These results are from January 1st to November 14th, showing, again, over $50,000 profit. This is a strategy I've developed. It incorporates all the secrets I had to learn. It eliminates human error and human emotion. It executes this strategy flawlessly. It allows you to trade completely detached because you're out enjoying your life, or you can continue working, so there's no stress if you're going through drawdowns, thus ensuring you stay detached. It never hesitates. It always takes profit when it should. It never uses too high of a position size. It always follows the trading plan perfectly. It never second guesses itself. It never overanalyzes the market. It accounts for market volatility. It doesn't trade when the market is too volatile. In short, it's a fully automated and fully advanced artificially intelligent trading strategy. Our very own intelligent trading robot. Here's the results on an equity curve. Every trading strategy has its highs and lows. Consistency is the key. Again, here's some fantastic results of the same settings of our trading robot over a 3-year period, 2020, 2021, and 2022. And this is, again, completely on autopilot. The profit factor is an incredible 2.07. And look at the drawdown. Now, this is a big deal. When you compare the max drawdown to the total net profit, max drawdown means it's the largest streak of losses before it made it back and then recovered past the high equity mark. This is a real metric of risk. Only $7,805 max drawdown in this 3-year period with $161,000 in net profit. That's almost a 20-to-1 ratio. If you could risk $1,000 and make $20,000, would you do that as often as you could? I know I would, and I do. Here's our results on an equity curve. When you have strategies that create a nice 45-degree angle on the equity curve over a multi-time frame segment, you know you've got something great. There are pullbacks, of course, but time and time again, it overcomes those pullbacks and your account grows. This is how trading should be. This is really the dream, and it's not cherry-picked results of only the good years. Let's look at an example now of over 10 years. And here's the results over a 10-year period. The continuation trade standard settings, again, no changes in the settings, and it has an amazing $469,000 profit with just 5 minutes a day to execute. Now, this is a trading plan. This is a track record. This is how you go from red to black, from struggling to at ease, doing what you want, when you want, and being carefree. Okay, here again, we have over a 10.5-year equity curve. This is the same settings, not cherry-picked results or optimized for each year. Just the same settings, year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 10. Now let's look at the conservative settings of the continuation trade over a 10-year period. These settings make a lot less trades, which can equate to more consistency and less commission. The profit factor is much higher at 1.65. Now, what does that mean? This means that although it has less profit overall than the standard settings over a 10-year period, it's taking less risk to make that profit. Profit factor takes the gross profit and divides it by the gross loss. A 1 profit factor means the strategy is break even. Strategies are less than 1.1 aren't worth the risk to trade because you have to factor in slippage and commission, which we'll get into in another slide. 1.65 means it made 65% more than it lost. That's a significant edge. And here we have the equity curve of the conservative settings. The standard settings boast the most consistency going back 10 years, while the conservative settings boast less risk while still showing great consistency over a decade. And our next settings is the aggressive settings. Here's the results for 10.5 years, $665,530 profit. This takes a little more risk by taking a scale-in position, but it doesn't increase the risk per trade. It does this by changing the initial stop to break even, so that big winners can become even bigger. And our equity curve for our aggressive settings, another healthy, stable equity curve here. Imagine making over $500,000 extra income while you're enjoying your life without the extra effort or stress I had to go through. Now, to be completely upfront, we have to let you know that the previous slides did not include commissions or slippage, which would have to be paid for these trades. This would have been roughly between 2 and 5% or less of the profit, depending on what the strategy you're using and the actual rates, which vary from broker to broker, and what offer you're getting. With that in mind, also consider that the previous slides did not factor in compounding interest either. After you make $100,000, you can risk more because it's all about the percentage of your trading capital. Like those guys on YouTube that make $100,000 in a day because they got $1 million in their trading account. And they only risked 10% on one trade and it made it 10-1. Factoring in compounding interest makes these figures exponential. Albert Einstein quoted, "The most powerful force in the universe is compounding interest." Think of doubling $10,000 every year. How long will it take to grow $10,000 into $1 million? The answer is only 7 years, and without any additional capital investment. The continuation trade has been able to make 100% a year pretty consistently, depending on your risk tolerance. Here's an example of $10,000 compounded at 100% interest over an 8-year period. Turns into $2.5 million. And here's just a starting balance of $5,000 compounded over 8 years. Compounds into $1.2 million. And here's another example starting out with a bigger size of $50,000. Again, doubled every year for 8 years, turns into over 12, almost $13 million. Passive income or residual income. There's a few kinds of income. Earned income, passive income, residual income. True passive income is like a dividend stock. You don't have to do anything. It just comes in automatically through your brokerage account quarterly. Residual income is a business or side hustle that requires a minimal amount of effort to maintain. It's not a full-time job. It's part-time or minimal effort. 5 to 10 minutes a day is all it takes now with this system, with occasional days to backtest and optimize. Very minimal. As good as you can get without having millions of dollars in net worth. So you have two options. The hard way, go at it alone, or the easy way, go at it together. The good news is you've already chosen the second path, and the call you have scheduled is that first step. Here's how we're going to get your results on that call. By figuring out where you are, where you want to be, and what needs to happen for you to get there, because clarity is half the battle. Then towards the end, one of the number one ways we will move the needle is by seeing if you are a good fit for the Faithful Family Investments fully automated intelligent robot, which is how we get clients results. Because although this call is potentially life-changing for most people, one call alone isn't enough to overcome the challenges you face if you go at it alone. Like gaining all the knowledge needed about the markets, gaining all the experience needed to create a winning trading strategy, backtesting and perfecting a strategy to make it profitable, learning how to execute a trading strategy, learning how to trade without any emotions getting in the way, setting commitments and following through. You need support. Fortunately, almost everyone wants to continue down the second path after our coaching call. That's why we created the Faithful Family Investments Continuation Trade. The Faithful Family Investments Continuation Trade is a fully automated trading robot that gives you the ability to trade with a winning trading strategy. Trade without your emotions getting in the way. Trade with sound money management rules. Trade with accountability. Trade with proper mindset and perspective because you're not doing whatever you enjoy. Trade the easy way and build passive income that can be compounded. And that's why it gets such incredible results. But that's not all. We're currently offering, to those who are ready, 4 extra bonuses. Our white glove installation. Our fully automated trading robot is easy to use and easy to install. So easy your grandpa could do it. However, we understand that it's important and you want to make sure that it's working 100% like it's supposed to. So for a limited time, we are offering a white glove installation. We'll log into your computer or VPS and set it up for you. As we said before, we care about the success of our clients and are going the extra mile to set things up and make sure it's running properly. Bonus number 2, accountability. Private sessions or monthly group calls. So one thing that we haven't talked about much is how we're going to help you with accountability. This automated strategy does all the trading for you, but it's possible that you'll forget to turn it on or decide to turn it off for some reason. We really do make it easy as possible for you, but it's possible that your emotions can hold you back from even using it. Fear can hold you back. This is a very easy process because we give you the tools and knowledge you need to be successful. But for the beginner, it is helpful to have accountability. For that, we have group or one-on-one calls that you can join to discuss how you did. We discussed each trade placed during the last month with various settings, the approximate entries and exits. It is not necessary that you join at all, but you can if you want to, or you can schedule a session to help you move along. Bonus number 3, 30% off a virtual private VPS service. You'll need a reliable VPS or at least a desktop with multiple internet backups and a battery backup system to run the robot on. Not all VPS services are created equal, so let us know and we'll refer you to a reliable one when you speak to your success consultant. Most retail VPS services slow down during peak times when everyone's using them. If the virtual computer lags, you can miss trades or miss stop adjustments because the latency isn't allowing the strategy to recognize the market changes. Our referral VPS service is by invite only and will help you get set up fast. It's in a secure underground facility with direct access to the exchanges, which also gives us a competitive advantage. We can throw in a discount for this subscription service because you're a member of the Faithful Family Investments team. You get a super secure, reliable, institutional-grade VPS service for over 30% off. Bonus number 4, 100% money-back guarantee. We are so confident that this will work for you that we're putting our money where our mouth is. If you do not make money with this automated trading strategy, and if you are not profitable as a trader your first year with it, we'll give you 100% of your money back. You just have to ensure that you're using the strategy with one of the recommended settings we give for a 12-month period. If your account isn't larger than when you started and you've used the strategy every day and took all the trades, you get your money back. Now, we have to have it running for the guarantee to be valid. The strategy may not be profitable every month, so you'll need to keep your investment in the account. Also, you must never risk more than you can afford to lose. But if at the end of the first year it is not profitable, which is highly unlikely, we will give you 100% of your money that you paid for the strategy back to you as a refund. To be clear, this does not include the refund on trading losses, costs of running the strategy like a VPS service or internet services, equipment costs like a new computer, costs of the trading platform, or any interest you paid on those purchases. This is a guarantee for a refund on the initial cost of the strategy only. The money-back guarantee also does not apply in the case of internet outages. So again, you'll need a reliable VPS or at least a desktop with multiple internet backups and a battery backup system to run the robot on. So you're probably wondering, how much is it? Well, what would it be worth to you to skip all those years of study and those expensive trading courses and all the time it took to test and retest your strategy again and again? Would it be worth $20,000, $50,000, or $100,000? A doctor will spend $200,000 or more on medical equipment and make $200,000 or more a year. But he has to work full time to make that money. Does this fully automated trading strategy have even more potential than that? We believe it does. What about the experience required to create a trading strategy? If you were to pay a professional trader to trade with your money, how much would that be? How much would that cost? Most professional traders will consider trading your account if you have a trading brokerage account with at least $100,000 or more. And then they will typically take maybe 15 to 20% profits. What about the time required to backtest and perfect the strategy? What about the cost of programming a fully automated strategy if you decided to? It could cost anywhere from 50 to 100 grand. After putting in all the work required, hourly rates of programmers who specialize in trading software in America can range from $50 to $200 an hour. And the countless hours and time it takes to instruct a programmer to create something that works is almost a huge challenge to overcome. Even though our fully automated trading robot is extremely valuable, it's normally $20,000, which is why clients have been practically fighting to get it. Right now, we're doing something extremely special. But the bad news is that because of our obsession to maintain a 100% success rate and the sheer volume of people trying to get in, we have moved the program to invite only and advise our success clients to only extend invites to the students we are certain will crush it and add to our success rate. But either way, just a consulting call alone will be extremely valuable and one of the most profitable ways you could possibly spend your time. So don't feel let down if you're not extended an invitation. By figuring out where you are, where you want to be, and what needs to happen for you to get there. Then at the end, one of the ways we will be able to help you is to see if you're a good fit for the fully automated trading robot. And like I said, our success consultants have literally been the catalyst for some of the most successful students. Now, before we finish up, I want to answer some of the most frequently asked questions for you so you can get the most out of your call. Like, what if I don't know anything about trading? Is this something I can do? Well, take Victoria, for example. She didn't know the first thing about trading.
I didn't know the first thing about trading, but I knew I had to do something about my ability to retire. At the rate I was going, retirement was going to be difficult. When I first found Faithful Family Investments, I wasn't sure if it would work for me since I didn't know anything about trading. But all I needed was a VPS and a brokerage account, and they walked me through that process. And in 9 months, I was able to double my income. It was like a miracle to me. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would recommend Faithful Family Investments an 11.
Thank you, Victoria. I heard the stock market is a risky place to put your money. How do I know if this is a good investment? The stock market is risky. If you don't know what you're doing, you could lose all your money, and then some. But risk is mitigated by knowledge and discipline. Our trading robot is doing all the hard thinking for you and executes precisely what you tell it to do. It has 100% discipline when it trades for you. This eliminates the majority of risks of losing money, like placing too big a position size, human error, lack of knowledge, and emotional mistakes. Marshall was worried whether the stock market was a good place to put his money.
I was worried that the stock market would steal my money. I figured that's way too risky. I'd lose my money for sure. However, after talking with the guys down at Faithful Family Investments, I felt comfortable knowing that their strategies have a long track record. Their fully automated robot does well in good and bad times, so that kind of made me think otherwise. So I can avoid losing all my money, and that stuff's expensive, you know. I feel confident with my investment now. After running it for over a year, I made over 150% ROI. Thank you for the easy way and to invest my money.
Thank you, Marshall. I'm not tech savvy. Can I even set this up and run it? We make it easy for you with our white glove installation service and even one-on-one sessions. But take Al, for example, who wasn't tech savvy with computers and the stock market.
So I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world, but Faithful Family Investments, it made it easy for me. They connected me to my computer and walked me through the whole process. It was easy. I don't usually get involved with the stock market. I figured, like, how am I going to compete with all these professionals? But with Faithful Family Investment, they showed me how their strategies work using the bots and all that kind of stuff. And it was like, wow, it was eye-opening. A friend of mine put some money in there with Faithful Family Investments, and he made a big return on his investment pretty quickly. It was amazing. This has been one of the best financial decisions I've ever made. Their fully automated robots can do well whether the market's going up or down. Thank you, Faithful Family Investments, for your help and helping me to build a retirement income.
As you can see, anyone can do it. Now, final reminders before the call. Make sure you block out at least 60 minutes on your calendar. Make sure you're in a quiet place with zero distractions, your phone's on silent, and you're not driving or working. Be prepared to follow our proven consulting process from A to Z that may force you to get a little outside your comfort zone so we can get you results. And make sure you're able to take notes and be fully present so your consultant isn't forced to reschedule, because we hate charging students the $100 rescheduling fee. And all that said, I hope you are excited as I am, because this will truly be a life-changing call for you. So show up and bring your best energy to the call and make me look good to your success consultant.